नमः हरिः ओम् ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पदानश्चण्वन्नोदिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे श्रीगुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ श्रीशङ्कराचार्यस्वामिने नमः ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावतीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ
नमस्ते महोदय। भानुरेखा भगिनी।
नमस्ते महोदय।
नमस्ते।
ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः। अथ त्रयोदशोऽध्यायः क्षेत्रज्ञ विभागयोगः। अर्जुन उवाच प्रकृतिं पुरुषं चैव क्षेत्रज्ञमेव च एतद्वेदितुमिच्छामि ज्ञानं ज्ञेयं च केशव।
नेक्स्ट
ललिता भगिनी।
Same sloka.
Sorry, second sloka.
Okay, sir. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha idam shariram kaunteya kshetramithyavidhiyate etadyo veti tam prahuhu kshetrajna iti tadvidaha.
Good. So we'll go to the new sloka for today. Okay.
लक्ष्मी बीवी भगिनी।
क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि
क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि
सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत
सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत
क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत
क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत।
गुड। नेक्स्ट
शीला शिंदे भगिनी।
क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानम्
क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानम् क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानम्
तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम
यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम
क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम
क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानम् यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानम् यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम।
गुड। नेक्स्ट
उषा श्रीनिवासन भगिनी।
क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत।
नमस्ते महोदय। क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत।
नेक्स्ट
साई लक्ष्मी भगिनी।
क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम
नमस्ते महोदय।
Namaste.
क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम। क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम।
Good. Next.
श्रीलक्ष्मी भगिनी
क्षेत्रज्ञञ्चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम.
क्षेत्रज्ञञ्चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञर्यो ज्ञानं यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम।
Good. Next.
विजयलक्ष्मी भगिनी
Full
नमस्ते
shloka.
महोदय।
Namaste. Full shloka once.
क्षेत्रज्ञञ्चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम।
Good. Next.
शांति भद्री भगिनी
नमस्ते सर।
Namaste.
क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम।
Good. But in yatta jnanam, you say jna properly, but otherwise you are telling jna as jna, something else. Kshetra kshetrajna yo jnanam. Can you try that?
Okay. क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम।
Good. Yeah. Next.
श्रीमती भगिनी
नमस्ते महोदय।
Namaste.
क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम।
Good. Next.
गुरुमूर्ति महोदय
क्षेत्रज्ञञ्चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं यत्ज्ञानं मतं मम।
Good. Next.
कृष्ण पावनी भगिनी
नमस्ते महोदय।
Namaste.
क्षेत्रज्ञं चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम।
One more person before we start.
शारदा राजन भगिनी
क्षेत्रज्ञश्चापि मां विद्धि सर्वक्षेत्रेषु भारत क्षेत्रक्षेत्रज्ञयोर्ज्ञानं यत्तज्ज्ञानं मतं मम।
Good. So this chapter is called Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga. The distinct understanding of what is Kshetra and what is Kshetrajna. Okay. So Kshetra and Kshetrajna is the same principle of known and the knower. So what is known to the knower, and known can never be the knower. So whatever is known to you cannot be you. Whatever I know cannot be me. If I know that that is a television, that is not me. If I know that this is a pen, that is different. I know it is a pen, so this is known and it is known to me, so I am different than this pen. So when we start analyzing everything, anything that is known is called kshetram. The person who knows that is a kshetrajnan. So this chapter is going to be dedicated to knowing and the known. What is anything that is known is not the known. Sorry, not the knower. Okay, anything that is known cannot be the knower. That is the basic understanding that we need to have. So, in this particular shloka, what Arjuna is asking Lord Krishna is that he would like to have an understanding of Prakriti, Purusha, Kshetram, Kshetrajnan, Jnanam, Nyayam. He is asked 6 different topics he wanted Bhagavan to cover. But now, Prakriti and Kshetram can be clubbed as almost the same. Okay, Prakriti and Kshetram is the same. Purusham, Kshetrajnam and Nyayam. Sorry, Purusham and Kshetrajnam and Nyayam, yes, Nyayam can be also taken as together. Purusham, Kshetrajnam, the knower, and Nyayam is what is to be known, is the knower. So the Nyayam is all to be also can be taken as one bucket, and Jnanam is also one to be known. Jnanam is taken as a third different things. So those are 6 different questions, that topics that Arjuna wanted to have discussion on. They broadly come under Prakriti and Kshetra come under one bucket. Purusham, Kshetrajnan and Nyayam comes under another bucket. Jnanam comes under the third bucket. So this is what we discussed yesterday. Then Bhagavan started responding to Arjuna's question. He said, Idam Shariram Kaunteya Kshetram iti abhidiyate. This body, O Kaunteya, is to be understood or is being talked about as Kshetram. He says the body is called Kshetram. And Etat Yaha Veti. This particular knowledge, whoever has that this body is a Kshetram, he is called as a Kshetrajnan. The person who knows that this is the body is a Kshetrajnan. He is called the knower. The body is known, and the knower of the body is the knower. No, it's a Kshetrajnan. So Shariram is Kshetram because it is known, and the knower of the Shariram is the Kshetrajnan. So that is what Bhagavan has just started off giving in a very, very high level. The body is a Kshetram. And yesterday we also discussed about Kshetram. Kshetram can also be called as a field. When it is a field, when you got agricultural field, you put a seed and then the seed can start growing and fructify. Similarly, body is also taken as a field because body can also be taken as a Kshetram, because in the body, if the seeds of karma, papa and punya is seeded, they will fructify only through the body. Like the way you require an agricultural tract of fertile land for a seed to fructify, this body is the only thing that is going to help in terms of fructification of the papa punya that we have. So Bhagavan has told that this is Kshetram, body is a Kshetram, and the person who knows that this is my body, that person is a Kshetrajnan. And another thing also we studied about Kshetram, anything that is subjected to decay is Kshetram. Anything that is subject to change is Kshetram. Mind is subjected to change, Kshetram. Intelligence is subject to Kshetram, change, Kshetram. So, though mind and intellect, etc., are not visible to us, they are all very subtle, still, because we know, the Kshetrajnan knows the mind. I know my mind, I know my thought. So, mind also, though does not have any kind of matter content into it, mind is also taken as Kshetram. Intelligence also is taken as Kshetram. So this is the high level understanding that we need to have, that anything that is known is Kshetram. If I know my mind, though it is not a kind of stula, it's only subtle, still mind also is Kshetram. So known and knower. So now Bhagavan continues in the third slokam, Kshetrajnam chapi mam viddhi. Kshetrajnam is what? The knower. The knower is who? He says, Mam, Viddhi. Please understand that the knower is me. We all know that I am the knower. I know what is my mind in that. So when we try to understand that, I am also not the mind, but I am the witness consciousness. That is the way we are talking about all these days. Now, the witness consciousness that we have in the body, which is Kshetrajnam for me, Bhagavan says that Kshetrajnam mam viddhi. Please know that I am the Kshetrajnan. Okay. And not only in your body, Arjuna, I am the Kshetrajnan sarva kshetreshu. in any body, not only a human body, it can even be an animal body. Wherever there is a consciousness principle involved, wherever there is a sentience involved, then that sentience and that particular knower of things in any of the creation, he says it is me. Kshetrajnam mam vidhi, not only in your body, but sarva kshetreshu bharata. I am the principle of the knower in entire creation. And next sloka, next line, kshetrajna. So, jnanam, kshetrajna, your jnanam. That is, the person who has got a very clear understanding of what is kshetra and what is kshetrajna, the knower and the known. A person who has got a very, very clear knowledge of that, okay, the knowledge which is very, very clear to a person that kshetra is this, kshetrajna is this. The person who is able to have a very clear knowledge of that, that is the jnanam, that is absolutely the knowledge. The knowledge is what? Knowledge is understanding that kshetram is different, kshetrajna is different, and kshetrajna is there in all the creation. If this understanding is there, that knowledge, he says, is the only knowledge. That is my vision. Yat tat yat tat jnanam matam mama. That is the only true knowledge, is my vision. That is what Bhagavan says in this. So what are the things that Bhagavan is telling in this particular case? Is, first of all, we have our initial understanding that I am the body. That's why we understood. Now Bhagavan says it is not only body, that the body is sentient because it is backed by something else. It is backed by consciousness. So the body is able to be sentient. When there is a body lying down and it is not having a kind of sense, the consciousness reflected in that particular body, the body is dead. I'm sure that some of you might have gone through the video that I had given a link yesterday to understand about Sukshma Sarira. So what happens is that when the consciousness is not reflected in the medium, the body is dead. It has got absolutely no sentience, right? So I am the body, and I am backed by another principle called consciousness. That is the second understanding we need to have. First, initial understanding we had was I am the body, but actually we are not the body. We have to also understand this body is being backed by a principle called consciousness. Okay, there is something beyond the body. So body is different, consciousness is different. And yesterday we are talking about the properties of consciousness. The properties of consciousness is where? What are the consciousness properties? One is, it is not a part of the body. The body is different, consciousness is different. Second thing is what? Consciousness is an independent entity and it pervades the entire body. Okay, that is the second thing that we understood about the consciousness. Third thing we understood was that consciousness is not bound by this body. Consciousness pervades the body and the consciousness is not bound by the body. So consciousness is everywhere. Okay, that is the third thing that we understood. Then fourth thing we understood was that even when the body falls, the body becomes dead, consciousness still survives the body. So the consciousness does not go away. So consciousness will continue to survive the body. Then the surviving consciousness is not recognizable. If you say that reflected consciousness we can recognize. In the body, there's a reflected consciousness which only be recognized. Surviving consciousness we will not be able to recognize. So these are the kinds of things that we discussed yesterday. So now we have to understand that the body is backed by a principle called consciousness. And we also have to come to the understanding that I am not the body with consciousness, but I am only consciousness. The next understanding we need to have that is I am not the body with consciousness and I am only consciousness. This body that I have is only incidental for me. This is the borrowed body. I will be vacating this borrowed body anytime. That is the kind of understanding that one we need to have. Okay. So this body is only a kind of container for some time for the consciousness to get reflected in the particular body. Okay, so then whenever we start looking at that, the principle of Atma comes in. So Atma is what? Atma is the one that reflects in the body to make the body sentient, right? The body becomes Chetana only because the consciousness is reflected in the body. So we say that this is the Jivatma. So Jivatma means we are trying to tell that it is only an individual Atma. But once we understand that the consciousness reflected in this body is the same consciousness reflected in every body, then this Atma, that Atma, your Atma, every other Atma is the same consciousness, and that is what is Paramatma. Okay, you understand that? So the consciousness reflected in my body is the same consciousness reflected in your body. I thought it is my Atma, but my Atma is same as your Atma. Your Atma is same as everyone's Atma or elephant's Atma or any other Atma, because of that only it is able to get reflected. And so that is what is called Paramatma. Okay, so this is then what happens? My Jivatma is same as the Paramatma. So Jiva is the same as the Paramatma. The Aham Brahmasmi. So this is a Mahavakyam. This shloka is supposed to be a Mahavakyam because it is able to get a very clear message. It gives a knowledge that individual Atma is the same as Paramatma. So it's called a Mahavakya because it talked about the oneness of the Jivatma with Paramatma. Oneness of the Jivatma with Paramatma. Okay. So Kshetrajnan, it can be a Jivatma. Then Bhagavan says that Kshetrajnan is Jivatma. But Sarva Kshetreshu, he says, Mam Vidhi, which means that is Paramatma. So you can either call yourself as Atma, or we can say that my Swarupam itself is Paramatma. So that is what we need to understand. Then, what is that? If I know that my Atma is also Paramatma, then that Bhagavan we say, the Paramatma we say Saha. Saha means he. Okay, he, that is Paramatma. So then we come to understand that Saha Aham Asmi. Saha, he, Aham Asmi. That Paramatma is me. Saha Aham becomes Soham. I think many of you would have heard this particular thing, no? Soham, Soham. Even if you go to Ravi Shankar Ashrama and all, no? Soham, Soham is one of the things that he uses in terms of meditation practices. And Soham is nothing but Saha Aham Asmi. Okay, that Atma is me, or Aham Brahmasmi is also other way of putting it as Soham. So that is the primarily driving a very high meaning in this particular shloka. That Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata kshetra kshetrajnayoho jnanam yat tat jnanam matam mama. He says that this is the highest of knowledge. Understanding the kshetra and kshetrajna in principle, and then once you understand kshetra and kshetrajna and you're able to realize this, no, then you become self-aware, you are going to become liberated. So this jnana of kshetra and kshetrajna, as far as Bhagavan is concerned, is the highest form of knowledge. That's what he says, matam mama, it is my vision. Okay. Next.
Sir, your video is not there.
Oh, sorry. Audio was clear?
Yes, Mahodaya.
Audio is clear.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Yes, Mahodaya. It's okay.
Okay. Next.
Mrinalini Gopalan Bhagini.
Tat kshetrayaccha yadrukcha
तत्क्षेत्रय्यच्च यादृक्ष तत्क्षेत्रय्यच्च यादृक्ष
yadvikariyatascha yat
यद्विकारीयतश्च यत् यद्विकारीयतश्च यत्
tat kshetrayaccha yadrukcha yadvikariyatascha yat
तत्क्षेत्रय्यच्च यादृक्ष यद्विकारीयतश्च यत् तत्क्षेत्रय्यच्च यादृक्ष यद्विकारीयतश्च यत्.
Good.
Rajeshwari Shivshankar Bhagini.
Sacha yo yat prabhavascha.
Namaste Mahodaya.
Namaste.
स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च
तत्समासेन मे शृणु.
तत्समासेन मे शृणु तत्समासेन मे शृणु
स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च तत्समासेन मे शृणु.
स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च तत्समासेन मे शृणु स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च तत्समासेन मे शृणु.
Good. Next.
Kashmira Bhagini.
तत्क्षेत्रय्यच्च यादृक् यद्विकारि यतश्च यत्.
तच्छेत्रय्यच्च यादृक् यद्विकारि यतश्च यत्. तच्छेत्रय्यच्च यादृक् यद्विकारि यतश्च यत्.
Good. Next.
Gurumurti Mahodaya.
स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च
स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च
तत्समासेन मे शृणु.
तत्समासेन मे शृणु. तत्समासेन मे शृणु.
स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च तत्समासेन मे शृणु.
स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च तत्समासेन मे शृणु. स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च तत्समासेन मे शृणु.
Next.
Shanti Badri Bhagini.
तत्क्षेत्रय्यच्च यादृक् यद्विकारि यतश्च यत्. स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च तत्समासेन मे शृणु.
तच्चेत्रय्यच्च यादृक् यद्विकारि यतश्च यत् स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च तत्समासेन मे शृणु.
Good. Next.
Sheila Shinde Bhagini.
Yes, sir.
The full shloka once.
तत्क्षेत्रय्यच्च यादृक् यद्विकारि यतश्च यत् स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च तत्समासेन मे शृणु.
Good. Next.
Vijay Lakshmi Bhagini.
तच्छेत्रय्यच्च यादृक् यद्विकारि यतश्च यत् स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च तत्समासेन मे शृणु.
Good. Next.
Bhanureka Bhagini.
तच्चेत्रय्यच्च यादृक् यद्विकारि यतश्च यत् स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च तत्समासेन मे शृणु.
Good. Next.
Sharada Rajan Bhagini.
तच्छेत्रय्यच्च यादृक् यद्विकारि यतश्च यत् स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च तत्समासेन मे शृणु.
Good. Next.
Lakshmi Bibi Bhagini.
तत्क्षेत्रय्यच्च यादृक् यद्विकारि यतश्च यत् स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च तत्समासेन मे शृणु.
Okay, one more person.
Krishna Pavani Bhagini.
क्षेत्रय्यच्च यादृक् च यद्विकारि यतश्च यत् स च यो यत्प्रभावश्च तत्समासेन मे शृणु.
Okay. So now Bhagavan has started a topic of Kshetram and Kshetrajna. So when you look at Kshetra, everybody, Arjuna or all of us need to understand what is the Kshetram. We have got a very high level understanding of anything that is known is a Kshetram. So, but we still have to have an understanding of what is the Kshetram. How do we understand Kshetram? What is the Kshetram? So, Tat Kshetram, Dak Kshetram, Yat. Okay. First question. Not question, first thing. So, we have to have an understanding of what is that Kshetram. Tat Kshetram, Yat. What is that Kshetram? Okay. Next is Yadrik. How does it look like? What is it? What are the qualities of that? What is the nature of the Kshetra? Yadrik. Like what? What is Kshetram? And what it is like? Yadrik. Then Yadvikari. What kinds of Vikara? Vikara means changes it can undergo. Okay. Yeah. What kinds of changes a Kshetram can undergo? So what is the Kshetram? What is the nature of the Kshetram? What kinds of Vikaram, changes that it can undergo? When something has to undergo changes, what does it mean? There are a lot of effects that is falling onto it because of some causes are there, so effects takes place. So changes takes place, right? There's a cause for anything to change, otherwise something will not change. So one has to understand what are the effects, what kinds of changes it can undertake, and yatascha yat. What is the cause for that? That the Kshetram can undergo a lot of modifications. So the Kshetram can have lot of vikaras. Kshetram can have lot of effects. So vikaram, it can have effects. But Kshetram also, from where did the Kshetram come? What is the cause for Kshetram? Yatascha yat. So that means that from where, what is the cause for Kshetram? So the first line, what is the Kshetram? What is the nature of the Kshetram? What kinds of effects the Kshetram will have, which means what kinds of modifications the Kshetram can have, and what is the cause for Kshetram also? How did the Kshetram come in the first place? So, and then these are all about Kshetram. Then Saha. Saha means the person. Person means Kshetrajnan. So, Saha, Kshetrajnan, for him, Yat Prabhavascha, what kinds of glories that he has got. First he is telling about Kshetra. Now he is telling that Saha Yat Prabhavascha, what all the kinds of glories Kshetrajna will have, Tad, all these things, Samasena, in brief, Me Shrunu, I'll tell you and please listen. Arjuna, don't go to sleep, please listen to it, I'll tell you. So Bhagavan says that, I'll tell you about Kshetram, what is a Kshetram, what is the nature of a Kshetram, what are the effects of a Kshetram or what modifications Kshetrams can undergo, and from where did this Kshetram come, or what is the cause for the Kshetram, and then what is the glories of Kshetrajna. All these things I will tell you very clearly in a simple manner. Please listen to me, Arjuna. Me Shrunu. That's what Samasena Me Shrunu. Please listen to me. He is telling Arjuna that I tell you all these things. Okay. Next.
Sri Lakshmi Bhagini.
ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतम्
ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतम् ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतम्
छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक्
छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक्
ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतम् छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक्
ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतम् छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतम् छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक्.
Next.
Lalita Bhagini.
ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव
ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव
हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः
हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः
ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः
ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः
Good. Next.
श्रीमती भगिनी
ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतं छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक्
ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतं छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतं छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक्
Good.
उषा श्रीनिवासन भगिनी
ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः
ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः
Good. Next.
काश्मीरा भगिनी
ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतं छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः
ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतं छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः
Good. Next.
साई लक्ष्मी भगिनी
Full shloka once.
Okay. ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतं छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः
Good. Next.
गुरुमूर्ति महोदय
ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतं छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः
Good. Next.
शारदा राजन भगिनी
ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतं छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः
Good. Next.
राजेश्वरी शिवशंकर भगिनी
बहुधा गीतं छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः
Good. Next.
शांति बद्री भगिनी
ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतं छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः
Good. Next.
मृणालिनी गोपालन भगिनी
आम् ऋषिभिर्बहुधा गीतं छन्दोभिर्विविधैः पृथक् ब्रह्मसूत्रपदैश्चैव हेतुमद्भिर्विनिश्चितैः
Now, when you look at the principle of Atma and Brahman, etc., it has got to be revealed by various kinds of texts that we are following. If you look at the Kshetram, Kshetram is, it is very easy to understand. Anything that is known to me is Kshetram. Objectifiable things, or it can be a part of the mind also. But when it is going to be a question of Kshetrajnan, that is the Atma, then it is extremely difficult to explain those kinds of things. So, but what Bhagavan is telling is, Yushibihi Bahuda Gitam, the Kshetrajnan, the Atma principle has been expounded by rishis. In various ways, they have been singing the praises of the Kshetrajna principle. So, Rishibihi Bahudaha Gitam, they have sung the glories of that by various kinds of mantras. Chandobihi Vividaihi Prutag. If you look at Chandobi, Chandas is Vedas. Vedas also, in different ways, it has tried to explain the principle of Kshetrajna or Atma. We also have Brahma Sutram. Brahma Sutram, Vyasacharya has made a Brahma Sutram. It's supposed to be very, very crisp. That's the reason why it's called Sutra, aphorisms. He has got some 555 aphorisms. It's called Brahma Sutra. Even Brahma Sutras, it has Brahma Sutra Padehi. Even in the mantras, even in the padas of that which are there in the Brahma Sutra, the same thing is being explained, which is that the principle of Kshetrajna, Atma, Brahman, etc. Hetu Madbihi. It has been very detailed, logically reasoned and analyzed. Vidishchitaihi, in a very, very confirmatory way, they have been able to explain with logical reasoning. In the case of various ways, rishis were singing the praise of the Brahman, or in the various Vedas, it has been very clearly, distinctly being praised and talked about. And also in Brahma Sutra, aphorisms also, it has been very clearly and beautifully talked about with various kinds of arguments, because we require arguments whenever we have to know about Atma, Kshetrajna. So, Hetu Madbihi, with a lot of reasonings and logical reasonings, this has been firmly established. Vinishchitaihi. So, Rishibihi Bahuda Gitam, Chandobihi Vividaihi Pritake, Brahma Sutra Padaihi, Cha Iva Hetu Madbihi Vinishchitaihi. So, he says, earlier he talked about Kshetram, I said, I will tell you. Then he's talking about Kshetrajna also, he says that, I'll tell you about that, which has also been talked by rishis, which has been talked by Vedas, which has been talked by Brahma Sutra, all those things with lot of reasonings, because reasonings are required when we cannot have an objectifiable knowledge, right? It's a subject knowledge. It is not an objectifiable thing that we will be able to gain knowledge. So because of that, lot of reasonings have gone into it, logical discussions have also taken place that to ensure that affirm about the Kshetrajna or Atman. So this is what is Kshetrajna, which also we'll talk about it. That's what Bhagavan says. Now he goes to the Kshetras. Okay. Who is coming?
Krishna Pavani Bhagini.
Mahabhutanyahankarah.
महाभूतान्यहङ्कारः महाभूतान्यहङ्कारः
Buddhirauvyaktamev cha.
बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च
Mahabhutanyahankarah. Buddhirauvyaktamev cha.
महाभूतान्यहङ्कारः बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च महाभूतान्यहङ्कारः बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च.
Good. Next.
Srimati Bhagini.
Indriyani dashaikancha.
इन्द्रियाणि दशैकञ्च इन्द्रियाणि दशङ्कैच दशैकञ्च
Panchachendriya gocharaha.
पञ्चचेन्द्रियगोचराः पञ्चचेन्द्रियगोचराः
Indriyani dashaikancha. Panchachendriya gocharaha.
इन्द्रियाणि दशैकञ्च पञ्चचेन्द्रियगोचराः इन्द्रियाणि दशैकञ्च पञ्चचेन्द्रियगोचराः पञ्चचेन्द्रियगोचराः
Good. Next.
Lakshmi Bibi Bhagini.
महाभूतान्यहङ्कारः बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च
महाभूतान्यहङ्कारः बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च महाभूतान्यहङ्कारः बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च.
Good. Next.
Lalita Bhagini.
इन्द्रियाणि दशैकञ्च पञ्चचेन्द्रियगोचराः
इन्द्रियाणि दशैकञ्च पञ्चचेन्द्रियगोचराः इन्द्रियाणि दशैकञ्च पञ्चचेन्द्रियगोचराः.
Good. Next.
Bhanureka Bhagini.
महाभूतान्यहङ्कारः बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च इन्द्रियाणि दशैकञ्च पञ्चचेन्द्रियगोचराः.
Bhanureka Bhagini. Krishna. Sri Lakshmi Bhagini.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Full shloka once slowly.
महाभूतान्यहङ्कारः बुद्धिरक्तमेव च बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च इन्द्रियाणि दशैकञ्च पञ्चचेन्द्रियगोचराः.
Good. Next.
Priya Lakshmi Bhagini.
महाभूतान्यहङ्कारः बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च इन्द्रियाणि दशैकञ्च पञ्चचेन्द्रियगोचराः.
Good. Next.
Pranalini Gopalan Bhagini.
महाभूतान्यहङ्कारः बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च इन्द्रियाणि दशैकञ्च पञ्चचेन्द्रियगोचराः.
Good. Next.
Usha Srinivasan Bhagini.
Yes, ma'am. महाभूतान्यहङ्कारः बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च इन्द्रियाणि दशैकञ्च पञ्चचेन्द्रियगोचराः.
Good. Next.
Kashmira Bhagini.
Yes, sir. महाभूतान्यहङ्कारः बुद्धिरव्यक्तमेव च इन्द्रियाणि दशैकञ्च पञ्चचेन्द्रियगोचराः.
Okay. So this is one of the ways of identifying the various elements of the tattva. And if you look at matter or kshetram, Bhagavan is trying to give explanation of these are all the matters. What are the things that he is talking about matters? Mahabhutan, the 5 elements. Okay, 5 elements are what? All of you are aware about it. The Akasha, from Akasha, Vayu, Vayu or Agni, Agni or Apaha, Apa, Prithvi. So these are Panchamaha, 5 elements are there. Then Ahankara, ego. Then Buddhi, intellect. Avyaktam. Avyaktam is to be understood as the one unmanifest potential matter. Because the time of Pralaya, everything is in unmanifest form or a seed form. And then during the creation, everything is going to get created from that unmanifest form. So that is the unmanifest form, primordial unmanifest form. The very first unmanifest form is taken as Avyaktam here. Then Indriyani Dashaikam. There are 10 Indriyas, 5 Karmendriyas and 5 Jnanendriyas. So these are the another 10 of them are there. Pancha cha Indriya Gocharaha. Indriya Gocharaha means what? There are 5 objects of sensing. What are the objects of sensing? Sound, touch, color, taste, and smell. Now, isn't it? These are the 5 things. So now you look at that, you got Mahabhutan, the 5 Mahabhutas are there. Then Indriyani Dashakam, 5 plus 10, 15. Then Pancha of objects of sensing, another 5, 20, Buddhi, Ahankara, Avyaktam. Okay, all these things put together 23, and then all these things come from something called Mula Prakriti. Mula Prakriti is the thing from where everything is created. I think we have to, you don't have to worry about much of these kinds of things, okay, because that is requiring another kind of study. Tattva Bodha we need to study to understand all these kinds of elements that is going to be, that is all there in the creation. For example, it was Mula Prakriti which was only existing. Bhagavan had decided that Mula Prakriti is the primordial thing from where everything should be there. From the Mula Prakriti, then he made Mahat. Mahat is that it is the combination of the entire material part of the universe. From Mahat, he created Ahankara, because those times, before creation, we were all not there. So it is not our Ahankara. So he created a kind of a cosmic ego. Why cosmic ego is required is that for anything to be created, we require ego. When we are doing any kind of creation, any kind of karma, what is the first thing that we require? Yayato Vishayan Pumsaha. It has got to first come into your mind. So the cosmic mind or cosmic ego is required. In that mind, that desire comes that I want to have a creation. That cosmic ego is called Ahankara. This Ahankara actually is other Ahankara, big Ahankara only. But I do not want you all to get confused at this point in time in terms of the creation. So what I would suggest is that you please restrict yourself to understanding it from the perspective of Pancha Mahabhutas, then Pancha Jnanendriya, Pancha Karmendriya. Then here he has told about Pancha objects of things, sensing, like sound, touch, color, all those kinds of things. Then Ahankara, Mano, and Buddhi. That's what he has now given. Sorry, Ahankara, Buddhi, Abhyaktam he has told here. In some other text, they talked about Pancha Karmendriyani, Pancha Jnanendriyani, Pancha Pranayaha, Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara. So these are all different ways of talking about it. Different kinds of schools of thoughts, all these things are there. But we don't have to really get into any kind of confusion with all these things. You understand that in the creation, everything that is possible for us to know or perceive. Know is by objectifying object, we can know things, and we can also perceive things in the mind. So whatever can be perceived and whatever can be objectified and whatever we know is all supposed to be kshetram. If I know my mind, mind is also sukshma, objectified. So it's also a sukshmam. That is also a known. So mind also becomes an object. Intellect becomes an object. Ego becomes an object because we know ego. So anything that we know is supposed to be taken as an object, and anything that we know should be taken as kshetram. Here he has just given a big explanation of Pancha Bhuda, Pancha Karmendriyani, Pancha Jnanendriyani, Pancha Indriya Gocharaha, Ahankara, Buddhi, and Avyaktam. So you have to understand it at a very high level. And then maybe tomorrow, tomorrow means at a future date, if you take up the study of Tattva Bodha, we'll be able to understand this in much detail about the creation and about how these kinds of things have got derived. Okay, so Mahabhutan Ahankaraha Buddhi Avyaktam Yevacha Indriyani Dashaikamcha Pancha Chendriya Gocharaha. Next.
Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bhagini.
Icha Dvesha Sukham Dukkham.
Ichha Dvesha Sukham Dukkham. Ichha Dvesha Sukham Dukkham.
Sangataschetana Dhrutihi.
Shankhadaschetana Dhrutihi. Shankhadaschetana Dhrutihi.
Icha Dvesha Sukham Dukkham. Sangadaschetana Dhrutihi.
Ichha Dvesha Sukham Dukkham. सङ्घातश्चेतना धृतिः इच्छा द्वेषः सुखं दुःखं सङ्घातश्चेतना धृतिः.
Good. Next.
Srimati Bhagini.
एतत् क्षेत्रं समासेन
एतत् क्षेत्रं समासेन एतत् क्षेत्रं समासेन
सविकारमुदाहृतम्
सविकारमुदाहृतम् सविकारमुदाहृतम्
एतत् क्षेत्रं समासेन सविकारमुदाहृतम्
एतत् क्षेत्रं समासेन सविकारमुदाहृतम् एतत् क्षेत्रं समासेन सविकारमुदाहृतम्.
Good. Next.
Shanti Badri Bhagini.
इच्छा द्वेष सुखं दुःखं संगातश्चेतना धृतिः
इच्छा द्वेषः सुखं दुःखं सङ्घातश्चेतना धृतिः इच्छा द्वेषः सुखं दुःखं सङ्घातश्चेतना धृतिः.
Good. Next.
Sheila Shinde Bhagini.
एतत् क्षेत्रं समासेन सविकारमुदाहृतम्
एतत् क्षेत्रं समासेन सविकारमुदाहृतम् एतत् क्षेत्रं समासेन सविकारमुदाहृतम्.
Good. Next.
Vijayalakshmi Bhagini.
इच्छा द्वेष सुखं दुःखं संगातश्चेतना धृतिः एतत् क्षेत्रं समासेन सविकारमुदाहृतम्
इच्छा द्वेषः सुखं दुःखं सङ्घातश्चेतना धृतिः एतत् क्षेत्रं समासेन सविकारमुदाहृतम्.
Good. Next.
Gurumurthy Mahodaya.
Full shloka.
इच्छा द्वेषः सुखं दुःखं सङ्गातश्चेतना धृतिः एतत् क्षेत्रं समासेन सविकारमुदाहृतम्.
Good. Next.
Sheila Shinde Bhagini.
इच्छा द्वेषः सुखं दुःखं सङ्घातश्चेतना धृतिः एतत् क्षेत्रं समासेन सविकारमुदाहृतम्.
Good. Next.
Sri Lakshmi Bhagini. Sri Lakshmi Bhagini. Okay, Lakshmi Bibi Bhagini.
इच्छा द्वेषः सुखं दुःखं सङ्घातश्चेतना धृतिः एतत् क्षेत्रं समासेन सविकारमुदाहृतम्.
One more person.
Banu Rekha Bhagini. Oh, she's not there. Okay. Mrinalini Gopalan Bhagini.
Shall I say?
Icha. Should I continue?
Yes, yes.
Bhagini?
Yes, Bhagini.
Okay. Icha dvesha sukham dukkham sangatashchetana dhritihi etak kshetram samasena savikaramudahritam.
So what Bhagavan says here is that you got a world of things which we can conceive, which can perceive also. And once you have the world of things and you are going to be interacting with them, what naturally happens to us Icha? We will have a desire. And then we also will have Dvesha. We'll have desires we'll have dvesha coming out of it also. Something we like, something we don't like. So when we are having this kshetram, so many things are there, then automatically icha and dvesha will be created. And icha and dvesha and our desires for things will also lead to sukha and dukkha. Okay, so icha and dvesha will lead to sukha and dukkha. And then the body mind complex. So all these things, he says icha, dvesha, sukham, dukkham is also kshetram. Because what is happening is that these things are getting objectified in your mind and then you are getting into icha. Things are getting objectified in your mind and then you are getting into dvesha. Sukham and dukkham are kinds of emotions that is happening in your mind. So it's all kind of, because you know it. Sukha and dukkha is perceived by, is known to me, that is I am happy now, I know it. My mind is happy, but I know that I am happy. I know that I am sad. The I am happy or I am sad is what? It is a state of mind, the emotional state of the mind, sukham and dukkham, which is known to me. So those things are also called kshetram. Icha is kshetram, dvesha is kshetram, sukham is kshetram, dukkam is kshetram, sankhata, body mind complex is kshetram, chetana in this particular case is a cognitive skills. Cognitive skills is that we are able to looking at something or hearing something or interacting, we are able to have a cognitive skills within us. That is also kshetram. Dhrutihi, we have got a kind of firmness. We know certain things. We are able to come with a firm action. We have got a kind of strength in deciding certain things. The dhrutihi is also kshetram. So all these things are kshetram in a very in a brief manner. And understand all these kshetram, all these kshetram, which has been briefly told, are subject to savikaram. They are all subjected to changes. And anything that is subject to change is decayable. Anything that is subject to change is destroyable. Anything that is subject to change is kshetram. That is the way we started talking about kshetram. So, savikaram udahram. It is stated that they all undergo changes, and anything that is undergoing changes is only kshetram. And so, whether it's a mind, or it's going to be intellect, or buddhi, or ahankara, or icha, or dvesha, sukham, dukkham, chetana, fortitude, dudihi, mahabhutan, ahankara, all these things Bhagavan says is all kshetram. Because all those things are known to us. It is not, we know it. So it's all, what is known is kshetram. So we'll close up this thing and then we'll continue tomorrow. Kshetrajjan chapi ma vidhi sarvakshetreshu bharata kshetrajnayo jnanam yatta jnanam matham mama tat kshetrayaccha yadrukcha yadvikari yatascha yat sacha yo yat prabhavascha tat samasena me shruno Drishubhirbahudha Gitam Chandobhirvividaif Prutak Brahma Sutra Padaischaiva Hetu Madbirvinishchitaihi Mahabhutanyahankaraha Buddhiravyaktamevacha Indriyani Dashaikancha Panchachendriya Gocharaha Icha dvesha sukham dukkham sangadashchetana dhrutihi yetat kshetram samasena savikara mudahrutam om purnamada purnamidam purnat purnamudachyate purnasya purnamadaya purnameva vashishyate om shanti shanti shanti